Hey, Derek, first, I mean, for your first taste of the Miami FSU rivalry, how did it feel to play the way you did today? And if you could touch on just spreading the ball out to so many different guys, 10 different receivers that you hit, and, getting all the running backs, tight ends, even receivers that you hadn't really thrown to too much previously involved, getting all those guys in there early.
Yeah, first of all, it's a great win. It's a big game for us. One of the best rivalries in college football. I was happy to be part of it. And then spreading the ball around, I think the offense is made for that. It's made things open guy. So we're not into got to get the ball. This guy, this is time of the game. So we just got to just keep spreading the ball around, and everybody got to keep doing better.
Awesome. Next up, we're going to go to Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan, go ahead.
Hey, Derek. You have an off week, and then you have Clemson. Sometimes for this team, it's been actually harder to have an off week. What are the challenges involved, and what are you thinking about Clemson?
First of all, we gotta be safe from coronavirus. That's the biggest thing for us. We got off week. Probably got a couple off days. So everybody got to be smart. Just playing Clemson. Clemson's obviously one of the best teams in college football. They have one of the best quarterbacks in college football. Great head coach, great defense. They're a pretty good team. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to enjoy this win tonight and get on Clemson tomorrow.
All right, next we're going to go to Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, Derek, congrats on the win. Kirk Herbstreit, who was calling the game, said he thinks you guys are a top 8 team in the country. I know there's time to feel good about a win, but you also got to keep your mind focused on the whole season. How do you guys balance that? Because this next week, I'm sure going to be a lot of people talking about you, especially when you guys move up in the polls.
I don't think that's a big deal. I think this team does a great job of knocking out the noise and just focusing on what we got to do. I like to tell my guys on offense, it's a 24-hour rule. So you gotta enjoy this game. You got 24 hours to put it behind you. Get ready for the next game. So that's our mindset. That's what we got to do. Still got a lot to improve on. But I think it's coming together pretty good right now.
Thank you.
Next up, we're going to go to Matt Baker from the Tampa Bay Times. Matt, go ahead.
Hey, Derek. I thought one of your better plays tonight was the touchdown pass to Dee Wiggins. What did you see on that as you were getting hit?
Yeah. So the possession report, I actually told them last year, I think we can get the play we did to Dee Wiggins. But yeah, it's the protection. We know we got a tight end on the defensive end, he's the top one for those. So it's pretty hard block for those guys. I'm supposed to get outside the tight end and set up for the ball. I seen Wiggs laughing, and I seen Barber coming at me, so I tried to put it up there, let him make the play. He did a great job there.
All right, Derek, we have time for a couple more. Next up, we're going to go to David Wilson from the Miami Herald. David, go ahead.
Hey, Derek, I actually wanted to follow up about that same play. For the most part, we've seen you be pretty steady in terms of your excitement and all that, but it seemed like you were pretty fired up after that one, gave Red a chest bump. And that was right after the interception, obviously. Just kind of what was going through your mind that put you guys up pretty big early on?
Yeah, it was a big play. My high school coach always tell me that the best throwers are the ones looking at from the ground. So I got hit by a pretty good player out of Marvin. We still completed the play. We made a great catch. Got a touchdown. I think I was just super excited just to finally see that play work.
All right, Derek, our last question comes from Wes Lammy of WorldWideWest.com. Go ahead, Wes.
Hey, Derek, this was the first 50-point game in this historic rivalry. Obviously, you guys took care of business in the first half majority, but how gratifying was it to be part of that on the offensive end?
Yeah, it's a great feeling. The thing that kept sticking out to me the whole night was Sophia before we left the hotel saying it doesn't have to be close. So that was our mindset. We wanted to go out there and start fast, which I think we did, both sides of the ball. I think we put up 38 points in the first half, which is pretty good. And at halftime, we didn't come in here and celebrate at halftime. We told everybody stay focused, keep our foot on the gas. You never know what could happen. And I think we took a big step in that tonight and learned how to win. It's been a mature football team. There's a lot of teams who go out there, kind of take their foot off the gas, let the team back in the game. So I think that's a big step for us tonight.
After last week, you saw Jalen Knighton score his first 2 college touchdowns. What did it mean to you to score your first 2 and have it happen in your first rivalry game against FSU?
I'm not gonna lie to you, it felt amazing. Just seeing everybody get hyped and do what they do, what we always do when we score. It felt so good, so good to have those rings on. It was finally good to feel what my teammate felt and what Cam always feel. So it was finally good to, share the moment with them.
Great. Next up, we're going to go to Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, Donald, congrats on the win and the touchdowns. Coach says you guys are kind of like perfectionists in there, that even though you scored 52 points tonight, that you're still talking about some of the plays you guys left on the field. Can you just talk about having that mindset moving forward where it's not just about what you did and the success you have, but getting better?
I can start off with, for getting better, that's all we can do. We got this motto where it's like, play the next play. And that relates to everything. You see how we had a couple of drop passes, but we always retaliated on it. Everything always came back as a positive. Nothing came back as a negative. So that's what we really try to keep our focus on. We just play the next play, PTN, TP. Play the next PTNP.
Yeah, I got you. Thank you.
Awesome. Next up, we're going to go to David Wilson from the Miami Herald. David, go ahead for Don.
Hey, Don, congrats. Just, the offense overall, I think 5 different guys scored touchdowns today. A lot of guys with 40, 50 yards, either receiving or rushing. Just kind of the way you guys are spreading the ball out. How much fun is it to be a part of that? And, obviously it's working out well for you guys.
It's actually different because I know all of you on there from high school. So it's as you can see, it's a lot different, and some might say it's a lot more easier. It's actually been like, I've never seen anything like it. I think I've played against teams like it, but I've never really seen anything like it. It's like probably the best offense I've ever seen. Coach Rhett obviously knows how to score off of it. We get good points. Everybody scores. Everybody has chances, and sometimes you just got to take advantage of those chances, like I did today. And it's that offense is just crazy. I just don't know what to say about it.
All right, Donald, our last question comes from Kevin Fielder of New Era Prep. Kevin, go ahead.
Hey, Donald, congratulations. How different was Miami FSU compared to other games you played with?
People say it's a rivalry. We try not to treat it as a different game. It's just, a regular game, regular season. It's another game we got to play to win, to keep going. And, the fans, they treat it as a rivalry. But Manny always tells us, winning is simple. Winning is simple, but it's just the things you got to do to get to win is really hard. So, yeah, that's what we focus on.
Actually, Donald, we're going to do one more. We're going to go to Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan, go ahead.
Hey, Don, Derek King's contribution, what does that mean to you and this team? And also, I wanted to ask you about Clemson and how excited you are about that.
All right, I'm going to ask you about the second question after answering the first one. Derek King is probably one of the leaders that we always needed on our offense, that we haven't really seen in a long time. So it was very much needed. And especially me, I really, I never really had a leader except for, Cam, but like a quarterback type of leader to, tell me what I'm doing wrong and correct me on it and still be able to go and play and do his best and just keep going. And I never had a running quarterback ever. What was the second question?
I was asking about Clemson, how excited, you are about meeting them, and how do you think you can do against those guys?
I don't want to talk too much on what I can do. You just gotta wait till the game. Wait till we get to the game and see what happens. But all I can say is that, I believe in my team, and I think we're gonna try our best. We got to play the next play and hopefully come out with a win.
Hey, Dee, first tell me about what you saw from Derek King today and how he was able to spread the ball to so many different guys, and also just it being Miami, Florida State now. That's a 3-0 for you. How that feels for you?
Well, it starts at practice and being the leader. That's what we really needed. A leader on offense coming
from the quarterback standpoint. And, you know, we just came into play. We worked hard through this week. And it was great practices, Monday through Friday. We just came to play. Just what was the outcome.
And also, what about just to get your third win against Florida State? And, you know, you guys are really dominating this series since, you know, this current class has gotten here.
Can you repeat that again?
Your dominance over Florida State, you know, being 3-0 in the series so far for you guys, and obviously coming away with this lopsided outcome tonight.
You know, this was just another game in a way, you know, we're just going to keep pushing and progressing every day.
Great. Next up, we're going to go to Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, Dee, I wanted to ask you, you know, obviously a rivalry game, you know, a lot of trash talking and so forth on the field, but you guys jumped on them big, obviously, in the first half. Was it still a lot of that in the second half, or did you guys kind of quiet them after a certain point?
And we kept all the outside noise on the outside. We just, you know, kept it between the team, you know, just talk to each other, you know, just focus on the game and don't worry about it being a rivalry game, you know, just focus up and just play ball.
Thanks.
All right, we're going to go to Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan, go ahead.
You know. Could you talk about the game, the off week? I know you guys had some problems last year when you had, you know, off weeks. I guess it was trouble focusing or whatever, and you'd come back. What do you have to do differently this week, and how excited are you to go to Clemson?
I mean, last year was the past. I mean, 2020 has been a disgrace, you know, with the COVID. I mean, like now we just have to stay in our bubble, keep working, go to the school on an off day, and then watch film and get better.